All right, welcome everybody to Monday morning yoga in honor of Nicole is what I like to call it. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. For those of you I don't know, I am Jessie Mahoney. And during the Zoom classes, I can't see you in your little boxes from where I am. So please do what works for you. And if something does not work for you, let me know. And if you can't hear me, also let me know. I switched my microphone to a different one in the system because there was a weird sound yesterday. So if there's a problem, unmute yourself and please let me know. Hopefully this is going to work better. So ground your sit bones into the earth and tilt your spine forward, the pelvis forward, and grow your spine long and tall towards the sky. Reach the crown of your head with intention as tall as you can and drop your shoulders. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. And just notice how you feel settling in right here in this moment. Focus on the breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. A long, deep inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. This week, I am focusing on springs, and spring has sprung, especially for those of you in San Francisco. And noticing that at the beginning of spring is a chance to reemerge into the world and into nature, and choosing to do that with intention and purpose. Noticing how you want to grow and show up blooming, as they say, like the trees in the arboretum, and what you want that to look like, rather than having it just happen on autopilot. Make a conscious decision about what you want to bring with you, what's in alignment, and what you might want to let go of, leave behind, or prune, as I like to say. And so today I offer that idea that in the excitement of us re-emerging from this year of strangeness and quarantine and the winter darkness into light and into the better weather and into nature's blossoming season, what do you want to show up as? We as humans also re-emerge and bloom. And this is a chance to do that with intention. Bring your left hand to your heart space. Place it right atop your heart. Bring your right hand atop. And just connect with your heart underneath. What does your heart tell you about how you might like to show up in this moment? Allow your mind to silence. Notice your chest rise slowly and fall slowly. And take a listen. Can you connect with what your inner desire would be? Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Press each finger pad together. Notice the sensation of skin to skin. Bring your thumb edge to your sternum, the bone in the middle of your chest. Press it gently, connect. Hands connected, thumbs to sternum, elbows out strong and wide. Take in a deep inhale through your nose and a huge exhale. And connect with purpose in your mind to what your intention is for spring, for reemergence. What did your heart say? How might you like to show up this week, at least, to try? See what works. See what changes you might need to make. What might you want to let go What's holding you back? Can you send it off with the breath this morning so you can show up with a little more energy and directed purpose towards whatever may be calling you? Take one final deep inhale through your nose and a huge exhale. Lower your hands to your thighs. Notice your hips connect downward into the energy of the earth below. Draw the energy up through your hips. Tilt your pelvis forward, grow your spine once again. Reach the crown of your head as tall as you can. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, drop your shoulders. And slowly open your eyes and let the light in. Just notice once again how you feel here. If you're on a block, go ahead and take it out from underneath you, put it to the side, but nearby if you have a block. And we're going to come into a loose cross-legged position, into double pigeon straight away to sort of open up and let go of some things that may be in our way. So rock side to side on your sit bones, ground those deep into the earth beneath you. Your left shin is loose in front of the right. Sorry, I'll just switch. Left shin loose in front of the right, left ankle underneath the right knee. Hips ground into the floor. Draw your knees together so they're closer to your shoulder or hip height. Grab that block if you have one and place it about 6 inches in front of that left shin. Place your hands on the floor on either side of the block. You may notice that this is enough of a stretch in the outer hip for you, and you just want to stay here this early in the morning. You can also walk your hands inch by inch forward, hinge at the hips, bring your torso flat, straight, and the forehead or third eye can rest on the block. You can also use 2 blocks if you need that, or just stay upright. Hinged at the hips, spine straight and long, crown of the head reaching upward, hands placed gently on the earth. And draw your attention to that left outer hip and just notice the release there. It may be a little twangy, a little noisy. Take in a huge deep inhale into the chest and a huge exhale. Let some of that twanginess and sharpness go. Another deep inhale. Send it to that hip space. And let things go. One more deep inhale. You can walk your hands another inch forward, perhaps. That works for you, and if not, stay where you are. And let it go. Slowly walk your hands back towards your shins, or raise your forehead off the block. Move the block to the side. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Rock side to side on your sit bones once again. You're going to have your knees bent gently as we start. Once again, pelvis tilted forward, spine straight and long towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Engage your belly and focus on your navel here. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms face together. Exhale, fold forward gently over your toes. Allow your head and neck to release. And if you wish, you can slowly lower those knees closer to the earth, whatever works for you. And once again, just notice all the twangy sensations in the backs of the legs, maybe in the lower back. Just breathe into them and let it all go. One more deep inhale here. And big exhale. Slowly walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Take your hands, place them behind you, tense them towards the earth. We're going to come into Dandasana or staff pose, one of Nicole's favorites. Once again, rock side to side on those sit bones. Ground them deep into the earth. Tilt your pelvis forward, spine straight and tall towards the sky. Fingertips press into the earth, shoulders back and down. Toes flex towards your nose. Press your knees towards the earth. Dandasana or staff pose. Every muscle engaged. Your heels may pop up off the earth. Deep inhale into your chest space. Chest is puffed out. And huge exhale. One more intentional inhale, filling up every space in your lungs. Strong chest. And exhale, let everything go. Cross your legs once again into double pigeon. This time, right shin in front of the left. Knees come together to shoulder height, hip height. Right shin is in front of the left. Right ankle underneath the left knee. Rock side to side on your sit bones once again. Ground them deep into the earth. Tilt your pelvis. Spine is tall and long. Hinge at the waist. Place your hands on the earth in front of you. You can take the block if you wish for your forehead, or if your forehead doesn't reach like mine doesn't. At this time of day, just walk your hands forward a couple of inches to the spot that works for you. You shouldn't have pain in your knee. You should notice the sensations in the outer right hip. You can bring that right shin a little farther forward if you need, or you can place the right foot atop the left knee if that works and stay upright. It's the same release in the hip. So do what works for your body. We're all different. No judgment about whichever position you find more comfortable. Breathe into the chest space here and let it go. Use the breath as a source of power and strength and control and intention. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Your breath is always available, whether here or in any other position or any point in the day. Learn to notice it and use it to help ground you and organize your body and your thoughts. Deep inhale once again. And an exhale. Draw your attention once again to that right outer hip. Send the breath there. And exhale, breathe out whatever may be stored there. Tension, tightness. With intention, let it go. Slowly walk your hands back towards your shins. Hinge at the waist, crown of the head reaches towards the sky once again. Untangle your feet. Stretch them long once again. Rock side to side, ground your sit bones into the earth. Tense your hands behind you, come back into Dandasana, staff pose. Toes flexed towards your nose, ankles flexed, knees pressed into the earth. Shoulders down and back, fingers ground into the earth. Deep inhale here. And an exhale. Every muscle engaged. Once again, deep inhale. Long, smooth exhale. Release your hands, inhale them both up towards the sky, engage your belly. So this is a purposeful movement. Exhale, fold forward into an easy forward fold from here. Allow your head and neck to release and notice the stretch in the lower back and just enjoy it. Walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs, hinge at the waist, spine reaches towards the sky. Draw your feet together, come into a butterfly pose, seated butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Once again, rock on those hips, have fun with it. Take your hands to your ankles or your arches, whichever works for you. Press the knees towards the earth. Inhale into your chest, puff your chest out. Hips and pelvis gently reach forward, spine reaches towards the sky. Deep inhale into your chest and exhale, let it go. Nudge those heels a little closer towards your groin if you can. Grow your spine long and tall, grounded into the earth, but reaching towards the sky. Deep inhale and huge exhale. Release your hands from your ankles. And stretch your legs out wide. Come into a wide angle pose. Another one of Nicole's favorites. I remember her at Ocean Beach doing this. Once again, rock side to side on your hips, hinge at the waist, spine straight, legs out to the side, wherever works for you. Flex your ankles, toes flex towards your nose. Sit bones ground downward with intention and engage every muscle in your belly. Reach your crown of your head towards the sky. Take your hands, place them in front of you and walk them forward inch by inch. Fold forward so you're hinging at the hips, back is straight. Walk those hands forward inch by inch by inch and just pause. Wherever feels like a release in the back of the legs. Point your toes and flex them towards your nose. Notice the fascia. Point your toes and flex your toes towards your nose. One more deep inhale into your chest space here. You can walk your hands forward another inch if you're enjoying it and it feels like you have more room. And let it go. Walk your hands back towards your groin. Hinge at the waist, torso and rises up towards the sky. Take your hands, tent them behind you, press them into the earth. Just scoot your hips forward another inch. Notice your legs spread out a little bit wider. This is like Dandasana with your legs spread out wide. Toes flex towards your nose, ankles flex towards your legs strong and engaged. Press your knees downward. Deep inhale into your chest, puff your chest out, shoulders down and back. Deep inhale, everything engaged. And a huge exhale. Release your fingers, take them to the outer edges of your thighs and gently draw your legs together. You can just bang your knees out for a moment. Swing your feet around to one side and come to hands and knees. Tabletop position. Knees directly under your hips, hands directly under your shoulders. Open both hands, 5 fingertips, spread wide as you can, equal pie shapes between each finger. Ground all 10 knuckles into the earth, both palms, arms straight, elbows engaged. Notice your knees connect to the earth, tops of the feet connect to the earth, and go to your navel once again. Draw your attention there. Inhale to cow pose. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Sit bones reach towards the sky. Exhale, round into cat. Drop your head towards the earth. Inhale for cow. Sit bones reach towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, round into cat. Move slowly. Notice all the sensations. Notice what works for you. Notice the sensations perhaps in the front of the belly, cow pose, round into cat. What do you notice in the back, the tiny muscle fibers awakening? Inhale for cow, move with the breath. Exhale for cat. We'll meet back in neutral tabletop. Take a moment to reorganize. Even the transition should be purposeful. Spring is in and of itself a transition. Make it purposeful. Do it with intention. Walk your hands forward, a handprint. Curl your toes under, shoot your hips up into an easy downward dog. Walk the dog. You can play with moving your hips a little bit. Bend your left knee, straight your right, press your right heel into the earth. Bend your right knee, straight your left, press your left heel into the earth with intention. It won't probably touch, but reach downward. Lift up on both tiptoes, heels high, press into your hands, arms straight, hips shoot back and up even more.
high on your tiptoes. Slowly lower your heels. Downward dog is not just a leg stretch, but also a spine stretch. Allow your head and neck to relax here. And the higher the hips go up, the more the spine stretches. So enjoy it. With intention, press your weight into both hands, arms straight and engaged through the shoulders, up towards the sky, through the hips. Still up on your tiptoes. And slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Notice all of the sensations. Deep inhale into your chest here. Once again, deep inhale. And a huge exhale. Slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold. Allow your stance to widen a little if you need to wiggle your feet towards the outer edges of the mat. The sides of your feet should be parallel to the mat. Knees are bent. Sit bones reach towards the sky. Take a moment to be purposeful even in this position. Relax your arms, clasp opposite elbows, and allow your head and neck to release completely. Notice all the sensations in the backs of the legs, in the lower back. Sway side to side. Shift your weight into your toes with intention. And back into your heels with intention. Release your elbows. Clasp your hands at your sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine. Extend your fists, elbows straight. Allow your fists to fall over your head and neck towards the front of the mat. A huge release in the front of the shoulders, gentle at this time of day. Just notice it. Send the breath to any tiny areas here. Move with compassion and gentleness. There's no rush. Deep inhale, even if it's awkward upside down. And huge exhale. Bend the left knee, straight the right, twist gently to the right. Send the attention to the front of the right shoulder. Bend the right knee, straight the left, twist towards the left, and enjoy it. Come back to center. Ground your heels into the earth and allow your fists to fall another inch farther towards the front of the mat. Release the head and neck a little further. Knees can stay bent. Bring your hands back to your sacrum. Allow them to run down the backs of your thighs towards the earth. Bring them in front. Engage your belly. Focus on your core and slowly roll up. Inch by inch by inch by inch until your head is the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears as high as you can. Pinch them towards the ears. Draw them back. Pinch the scapula together. Notice all the sensations here and allow your hands and shoulders to fall, palms open towards the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Once again, a pose of strength and intention, even in stillness. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them down. Draw the earth's energy up through your legs into your pelvis. Tuck your pelvis slightly. Grow tall through your spine. Heart is intentionally light. Shoulders drop. Neck lengthens. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable here. Take 3 long, deep inhales and exhales. Notice your chest rise and fall. Notice the strength of your legs, the strength of your spine, the spaciousness in your chest. Slowly open your eyes. And we'll come to face the side of the mat the long way.
I always call this Nicole style. For those of you who know her, grab your blocks, bring one to either side at the back of the mat. If you like to use them for triangle pose, I do at this time of day. You'll stand in the middle of your mat, feet hips width, shoulder width. Open your legs out wide, legs straight, sides of the feet parallel to the sides of the mat. Open your arms out wide, strong in either direction. Take a moment here to ground into the earth through your feet and draw your spine tall and long towards the sky and straight. Arms extend long, your ankles should be underneath your wrists. Turn your left toe to point towards the left edge of the mat. Once again, arms straight and long, fully engaged in either direction. Hips shift back towards the right hand. Left fingers reach long as they can, all the way towards the front of the mat, as far towards that wall as you can while you're still upright. Exhale, lower down into Trikonasana or triangle. Grab the block to the outer edge of your ankle. Rest your hand on it gently if you have a block. If you don't, you can have your hand on the earth. I do recommend getting blocks from somewhere. Back foot pigeon toes slightly as you drop down. You can readjust there. Right hand reaches towards the sky. If it works for your neck, gaze up towards the right hand. Every muscle engaged here. Ground the outer edge of that right foot downward. Reach the right hand up towards the sky. Roll your heart open, right shoulder back. So everything is in alignment here. If you had a wall behind you, you would be flat to the wall. One more breath here in Trikonasana or triangle pose. We're going to come into half moon pose once again. We did this one last week. If you have the block, grab it in your left hand. Press off that back foot, bend your front knee. Take the block a foot or two in front of you. Place your hand, left hand on it. Shift your weight forward, right foot rises towards the sky into half moon. It's a balance pose and a tricky one. If it doesn't work for you, just hang out in triangle pose. Some people like to do this against a wall to practice. Inhale into the chest here. Last breath. Slowly lower the back leg, you'll bend the front knee, pick up the block, bring the block back to the outer edge of the left foot. Right foot lands back on the earth, angled slightly. Come back to triangle pose or Trikonasana. Both legs are straight. You should notice a little stretch in the right hip, right hand reaches upward. Slowly rise back up to stand, straight legs, arms with intention in either direction. Bend your left knee, come directly into warrior two from here. You may want to readjust the length of your stance, wiggle the back foot farther back or the front toes farther forward. As you bend that front knee, you want your left knee to not extend beyond your ankle. Sink down into your hips here. It's a long stance. Inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the sky, chest tall and light, arms strong in either direction. Exhale, sink into the hips. Gaze or your drishti is over your left middle finger. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sink another inch. You may notice your legs calling out a little bit and enjoy it. Also, if your back arm dips down, bring it back up to shoulder height. Bend your left elbow, rest your left forearm lightly on your left thigh. Reach your right arm over your right ear, come into side angle pose. You can also, if you wish, take your left hand and put it on the block next to your left foot. That also works, whichever works for you. The weight should be not resting on that left thigh. Outer edge of the back foot grounds into the earth. Stretch the whole left side, right side body, sorry. It's a little hard early in the morning to get it all straight for my brain. Reach the whole right side, right fingertips long, 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 ground through the outer edge of the right foot. You may notice your left thigh calling out. Slowly rise back up to warrior two. Pause here, get organized. Inhale, lengthen your spine towards the sky. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, and exhale, we'll tip back into reverse warrior. Right hand comes down the right thigh. Left hand comes to the crease between the back wall and the ceiling. 2 breaths here into this front left rib cage. Open up every nook and cranny, fill it with air. And exhale, let it go. One more deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Come back to warrior two. Straight that front knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your feet to face the side edge of the mat and face directly forward, even. Elbows back, chest puffs out. Pinch the scapula together here. Chest puffs out. Notice the tension, let it go. Turn your toes towards the right edge of the mat. You're in a bit of a longer stance because of warrior two, so you may want to narrow your stance a tiny bit, whatever feels right for you for Trikonasana or triangle pose. You're gonna angle your back foot slightly, front toes jet line towards the front of the mat. The other thing to notice is you're in heel to heel alignment, so the front heel lines up straight with the back heel. Release your arms from your hips, extend them long in either direction, fully engaged. Left hip tips back towards the back of the mat. Right fingers reach as long in front of you as you can while you're still upright. Slowly lower down into Trikonasana. If you have the block on the outer edge of your foot or ankle, rest your straight arm on it. Reach your left fingertips skyward. Roll your chest open. Look upward towards those left fingertips if it works for your neck. If not, continue to look downward. Both legs are straight. Tack your right hip back a little bit. Notice if that helps your balance. It's a strong pose, grounded into the earth, reaching towards the sky. Triangles everywhere. Triangles between your feet, triangles between your right hand and your right leg. Reach the left fingers up towards the sky. One more breath here. And for those of you who wish to come into half moon, you can join me now. And if you want to stay in Trikonasana, also fine. Take your hand, grab the block in your right hand. Press off the left foot, bend the right knee, pick up the block, move it forward about 2 footprints in front of you, lower it down. Shift your weight into your right leg and your right hand. Left hand reaches skyward, right leg parallel to the hips. Heel is flexed, presses towards the back wall. Half moon pose. Deep inhale into the chest. And exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Tricky balance pose. No worries if you're tipping or whatever, all good. Slowly bring the block back, lower the back foot. Come back to Trikonasana, reorganize. Legs straight, back foot angled, left hand reaches towards the sky. Slowly come off the block. Torso comes back upright. Bend the right knee, come into warrior two. Once again, you may want to lengthen your stance slightly. Heels are still heel to heel alignment. Bend the right knee. Knee should not come in front of the ankle. So wiggle the right toes forward if need be. Arms extend long in either direction. Torso is long and tall towards the sky. Lots of core engagement here. Inhale deeply, grow your spine towards the sky. Exhale, sink into the hips, sink into that right leg. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhale, gaze over the right middle finger, sink into the hips. Bend your right elbow, gently rest your right forearm on the right thigh or on the block. come into side angle pose. Right arm reaches over, left arm reaches over the left ear into side angle pose. Ground the outer edge of your left foot into the earth. Stretch long through the whole left side body. Left fingertips reach long towards the sky. 2 breaths here. Notice the opening of the left rib cage in this position as well. Your right thigh might be calling out. Rise back up to warrior 2. Pause here a moment, reorganize. Deep inhale, gaze over the right middle finger. Exhale, left hand comes to the left thigh. Right arm reaches back towards the ceiling crease. Open the right chest, breathe into it deeply, reverse warrior. 3 breaths here, so 2 more. 1 more breath. Exhale, come back to warrior 2. Straight your right knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your feet towards the side edge of the mat and heel toe your feet back to center. Just shake everything out. Roll your shoulders back 3 times, huge circles. Roll your shoulders forward 3 times. Get out any kinks. We'll do tree pose this morning in honor of spring. Move anything out of your way if your blocks are in your way. Ground both feet into the earth to start. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them down. Bend your right knee, kickstand your right heel onto the left shin. Knee faces out to the side. Hands to your hips to start. Find your balance here. Left foot grounds downward. Energy comes up through the left leg. Even out those hips. Grow tall through your spine. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Take your right hand. Bring your right ankle to your hand to your ankle. You can bring it to your calf or to your inner thigh, just not over the knee joint to protect it. Find a spot on the floor in front of you that is not moving and bring your hands to heart center. Tree pose. If you wish, grow your branches with intention towards the sky, if that works for you. Few breaths here. Noticing and enjoying the abundance of spring. Extend those fingertips towards the sky if you have your arms extended. Your hands back to heart center. Draw your knee towards the front of the mat and slowly lower it down and just shake it out. And we'll ground both feet once again into the earth. Lift up all 10 toes, lower them down. Kickstand the left foot. Left heel is on the right calf. Once again, notice if your hips are torqued. Even hips so they're parallel to the floor. Take your left hand, grab your left ankle, bring it to the inner thigh or to the calf, whatever works for you, just not over the knee joint. Bring your hands back to heart center. Find a spot on the floor that's not moving. Move with purpose and intention here. Using the earth's strength to guide you, keep you grounded. If you wish, extend your branches towards the sky. Make sure your shoulders are dropped and released, even as your branches and fingers reach up towards the spring sun. Breathe into your chest and let it go. Take a moment here and think about what it is you want to bring out into the world this spring. What might you want to leave behind you don't need? Bring your hands back to heart center. Turn your knee back towards the front, lower it down, lift it up. Roll your shoulders back 3 times once again. Just let everything go. Roll them forward. And slowly come down to lie on the mat. We'll meet there. But move gently and slowly. And lie fully extended. Legs extended long. Arms at your side, palms open towards the sky. Toes can fall towards the outer edge of the mat. Notice what's connected to the earth here. Notice energetically how you feel right here in this moment. At the beginning of spring, as the seasons shift, the lights shift, the world is shifting. Notice how you feel. How does the shift feel? Flip your palms over to face the earth. If you wish to use a block for bridge today, you can. If you have one still nearby, you can do a supported bridge, or if you don't, we'll do an active bridge. So whichever works for you. Bend your knees, hog your heels as close towards your buttocks as you can. Ground into your feet, into your palms, into your forearms. Inhale, reach your hips up skyward as high as you can. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Take your hands, grasp the outer edges of your mat and tug it forward. Knees energetically connect. Reach those hips up towards the sky as high as you can. Anyone who wants to use the block, you can grab the block, slide it under your hips and lower them down to rest your sacrum on the hips to do more of a restorative, relaxing bridge, whatever works for you or feels right this morning. You're in an active bridge. Continue to press your hips up towards the sky. Engage all the muscles in the buttocks and the knees connect energetically. Chest should be open either way. 2 more breaths here. If you're in an active bridge, slowly lower down. If you are resting on the block, you can just stay for another moment. As you bring your hips towards the earth here, just notice as everything lands on the earth how it feels. We're going to do one more bridge here. So if you did an active one, you could do a restorative one with the block. You're already up resting on the block, just hang out there and draw your attention to the hip flexors, the front of the hips, to let them go. As we sit all day, that's an area that's tight. So open it up this morning. For those of you who are resting in between, ground into your feet, ground into your hands and your forearms. Inhale, reach your sit bones up towards the sky. If you have the block, you can slide it underneath your sacrum and rest your sacrum on it. Everything should be relaxed here. Send the attention to the front of the hip flexors, inside of those hip bones. Breathe into it and let things release. If you sit a lot during the day, this is a great pose to do for a few minutes to let things go, as is the double pigeon one to release the sitting at lunchtime. Makes a huge difference. Breathe into your chest here, into the space behind your heart. One more long, deep breath here. And let it go. If you have the block underneath you, lift your hips up slightly. And together we'll slowly lower down inch by inch towards the earth, long and slow.
Untuck your shoulders when you arrive. Pick up your right foot, bring your right ankle, cross it over the left knee. We're gonna come into figure 4 here. Take your hands, thread them through, grab the back of the left thigh and draw it towards you. Press your right elbow into the right knee to stretch that outer right hip. Once again, flex both feet to keep your knees protected. Breathe into that right outer hip. 3 breaths. With your hands still behind your left thigh, straighten your right knee, reach your your left knee, reach your left heel towards the sky. Left leg is extended, right knee is bent, right elbow's pressing into the right knee. Point the left toe and flex the left toe. You're flossing the fascia here, waking up the hamstrings in the back of the left leg. Point your left toe, flex your left toe. One more, point your toe and flex your toe towards your nose. Bend that left knee once again. Release your hands from your thigh. Slowly lower that left foot towards the earth. With the legs still in figure 4, raise your arms above your head into an easy cactus shape. We're gonna come into a figure 4 twist. You're gonna lower your right foot towards the left side, outer edge of the left thigh touches the earth, left knee touches the earth, and you should have a nice gentle stretch through the outer right hip, right waist. Arms in an easy cactus shape overhead. Breathe into the right waist here. And on the exhale, if you wish, turn your gaze towards the right. 2 breaths here. Gently bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross your legs. Lower your right foot towards the earth. Even out your hips for a moment. Bring your hands back by your sides. Left foot at left ankle comes atop the right knee. Hands thread through, grab the back of the right leg this time. Draw your thigh in towards you. Left elbow presses into the left knee. Both ankles flexed to protect your knees. A nice stretch in the outer left thigh. Breathe into it and let it go. 3 long, deep breaths here. Enjoy the sensations. Heart beat starting to slow, breath starting to slow. Extend that right leg towards the sky. Heel presses towards the sky, toes flex towards your nose, knee is straight. Point your toe. Flex your toe towards your nose. Point your toe. Flex your toe. Point your toe towards the sky. Flex your toe towards your nose. Gently bend that knee. Release your hands from behind your thigh. Slowly lower the right foot towards the earth. Reach your arms above you in an easy cactus shape. Deep inhale. Exhale, drop your left foot to the right side, twist towards the right into an easy figure 4 twist on this side. Inhale into the left waist area. Exhale, turn your gaze towards the left if that works for you. Last long, deep breath here.
Turn your gaze back to center. Gently bring your knees back to center. Ground into that right foot. Reorganize your hips. Uncross your legs. Slowly extend your legs long in front of you. Arms still above you in the cactus shape. Take a deep inhale. Stretch your arms and legs in either direction. Huge, full, long stretch. Engage everything. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hands back slowly towards your sides. Let your legs relax, toes open towards the outer edges of the mat, palms open towards the sky about 6 inches from your waist. Come into Shavasana or final resting pose. Allow the earth to hold you. Let everything go here, complete release. A few moments at the start of this day and the start of the season of spring to just be, to rest, restore, relax. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you. Once again, fill everything up with air. Stretch long in both directions and let it go. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, whichever one feels right to you. And pause for a moment. Notice how you feel right now. And connect with your intention. What would you like to leave behind here on the mat before you start the day? And how would you like to show up? With what energy? Doing what? For the rest of the day and the rest of the week and the rest of the spring. Press into your hands and slowly come back up to a comfortable seat where we began. When you arrive, ground your sit bones back into the earth beneath. Tilt your pelvis forward. Grow your spine long and tall. Chest reaches forward. Neck is long. Crown of the head reaches tall. Shoulders drop with intention. Hands rest lightly on your thighs. Deep inhale into your chest space. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hands directly to heart center. Palms touch, finger pads touch. Elbows out wide, thumbs connect to your sternum. A pose of intention and strength. Deep inhale once again. And a big exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. May you all have a beautiful, intentional week of blooming and enjoying spring. Namaste.
Thanks, Jessie.
You're welcome. Have a great day and a great week.